called to order.
Okay, it's done.
Okay, roll call. We've taken roll, right, Maureen?
Yeah, I
Okay.
already take roll.
Minutes.
Let's see, I move that the minutes be approved as distributed.
Second. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, old business, the cleanup trash work.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question, Diane. Is the waiver required? And I guess it has been for your activities, Casey?
So the waiver, the legal department said that, yeah, I'll let Casey go ahead, but the legal department said they just started at this, but nobody else in the city really is requiring a waiver right now that I'm aware of. So I don't know that it's required, but I think it's smart to do, but I'll let Casey take it.
I honestly have not had experience. I think Connie should be the one talking about it.
Well, I last minute emailed the one that we use for the Rock Creek cleanup that we did with another group, and it's probably smart. I mean, Casey and I did a couple of cleanups. We just kind of did it through next door and said, hey, we're going to be here. People gathered. But this is like a city authorized thing.
Yeah.
So I think we should have some sort of waiver.
Did you guys get the waiver I sent in email?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But there are different kinds of things. One was for COVID, and the other one really is for.
I'm sorry, folks. That was Jerry Atkins calling.
That if you. The other one really is for the cleanup itself.
So the one I sent was the only one I asked the legal department. That's the only one that the city has.
Okay.
Right now. So that the one I sent, but you know, I'm thinking you guys, any form of that might fit. I also contacted Charlotte Oleko with the Parks Department, and she's willing to help us with the cleanup. They do it all the time. She's offered a couple of other options for spots if we don't want to do parks right away. She said, let me read it to you. I don't know if I forward this to you guys, but she said the first site, I'll just read from her email. The first site is the northeast block on the corner of Truman and Nolan. The entire block around the IPL site, she said, is bad. And then lots of trash on all four sides of the block around that intersection. And it's flat. It might be a nice, and there is a stream, actually, a stream that runs through there. So that might be a nice one over by IPL, might to start, you know, in my easy terrain, and people don't really clean it up too often, I don't imagine. Let's see, and then by William Crispin Plaza, that's what another one that she said around that area. So those are just 3 other additional spots that might be good if you didn't want to hit a park right away. She also needles. They do not have volunteers pick up any kind of needles. They use little flags that she will give us, and she's willing to help us for this day too. And maybe I'll, you know, if you guys wanted to, I could ask her to come and to the next meeting if you wanted, or whatever you want to work with this. But they put little flags where a needle is, and then a city employee will come and pick up the needles.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, that's what I have on that. So.
Okay.
Well, Diane, was that someone in Public Works you said you were talking to?
Parks.
Parks,
Charlotte
okay.
Oleko.
Okay.
Charlotte Oleko, yeah.
On that corner of Nolan and Truman, I'm just trying to imagine where it's at. Is there places that are kind of farther away from the street? So if there were families, they could be away from the street with little ones?
Isn't the northeast corner where the bus stop is?
No.
No?
That's
Over across that.
northeast corner is where it's you know where Sermon Center is.
Right.
That's the southeast. So it'd be
Oh, right.
the other side. There's a power and light substation there. That's the power and light facility they were talking about.
Okay, I can imagine the intersection. I just don't ever pay attention to that corner. Like I know Sermon Center and where the police department is, and then the bus stop, but that corner is not, like, I can't imagine it. Like, I just know it's there. but I don't know what it
Well,
looks
I know we had several homeless camps there that have been
Okay.
vacated,
like. Okay.
so that might be a good spot to start.
And so
They're all park at the Sermon Center, so it might be a nice place. But
does it extend kind of far away from the street? Like, so if,
Yeah.
okay,
I think it goes
yeah,
down
it's not
the
just
hill.
along the street. And stuff.
okay. Thank you.
I'm gonna go by and check that out.
I think as you go north on that street and you look to your right, which would be east, there's, it's a big hill and there's like basketball or something up there. A park.
I think they're apartments.
Yeah.
I'm
That's-
going to, if it doesn't snow, I'm going to the Sermon Center tomorrow and I'll look too, Dan, and
Okay. That's the old Hiram Young
Hi, this-
School on the hill where that basketball
Yes.
court
oh,
is.
okay.
Yeah, this is Jerry Adkins. I'm in here now. Thank you.
Hey,
Okay, great.
Okay, we're still on the waiver, right, folks?
Yeah.
And we've got two to choose from?
basic,
To be
One is-
melted.
one's COVID.
Yeah. One's really COVID-y and one's really more trash pickup.
Now, Diane, did that person in the Parks Department, she said she would help us, was she talking about the waiver also, or just the other stuff, like the flags and the
Just
other?
the flag, they don't have a waiver. They do
Okay.
not have, well, the waiver I sent you is what they use, but
Okay.
it's only, they've only had waivers since COVID.
Oh,
But you
And
know,
I'm not- we could probably, if you guys wanted to look at that and you could tweak it, because I'm not sure
Yeah.
you shouldn't include COVID in the
Yeah.
waiver at all.
Yeah.
But then you could, maybe mold the two, one that Connie has and then
Yeah.
then the one that I sent, if that suits everyone. It just depends on, I think it might be smart to do that, to cover all those bases. And
When-
we won't have any volunteers picking up sharp needles. We'll flag those.
when my husband and I joined the citywide cleanup, we were over on 40 Highway, they had us sign something there as they gave us a shirt or a, so that was 2019.
Well, I guess my question is, do we want to try and write a waiver of liability or just get the one from the law department? I mean, I'd be surprised that they don't have one, Diane, just, boilerplate ready to hand out to groups.
I asked and she, no.
Well,
I asked-
Connie, the one that Connie sent today has a lot of good points to it. I think that, we could basically just type what it says. And and we could check it by the law department too. But it seems really, I haven't been able to read it all, but it looks good. Like it kind of covers everything.
yeah.
It came this afternoon, right? Because I
Right.
haven't
Yeah.
read that over yet either.
Not in time to read it.
Yeah.
But we could change some words. It just, like that they won't hold the city responsible.
Yeah.
And it's got a place on there for parents to sign for their children. I think we could probably change that up a little bit and then let the law department
I
decide.
think I'm old enough. I can sign for the rest of you if you need that.
Well, Diane, am I wrong in assuming that it's going to need some kind of legal approval?
I do not think, it does not. But I think it's smart to do that. There's no reason not to. But I emailed HR, the legal department, and Parks and Rec, and this is the only waiver that we have. Unless, like Connie's saying, she said something for the citywide cleanup, but there's nothing, like we've had cleanups at municipal services, for WPC, and, stream walking, creek walking, and we in the past haven't had anyone sign a waiver. That doesn't mean that we're not going to in the future. But it's not as common as we all think it is. So,
Wow.
but you know, if we get something like what we want in the next couple of days, whatever you guys want to add in there, I'll shoot it over to Shannon, the attorney, city attorney, and then get her okay, and then we'll be good to go. I think it'll be pretty simple.
Well,
think
and
that's
let's do that. Let's get the comments within a few days, no more than a week. To whom, Diane?
If
Who
you
they
just
call-
send them to me, I'll send them to Shannon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get those to you. I think we need to move on to some other areas of what we're talking about, like dates and locations. And
Yeah.
Well, do we want to assign who's gonna type up the draft and then send it out for the rest to
Pretty.
edit? Yes.
I'll do it.
okay, so our comments will go to you then, Connie.
Okay.
Casey, is that what you meant?
Yes, if she's gonna, because she has to type it all up,
Right.
and then she can send it out to us, and then we can edit it if we see, and then she can send it on to Diane after we all think it's
Okay.
perfect.
And you've emailed it to all of us.
Yes.
Yes.
So give us 4 or 5 days to get back to you, maybe. Is that
Okay.
all right, folks?
Well, and what I'm saying is that Connie's she's gonna have to type it up like from like as an original document. So we won't be responding to the email she sent today. We'll be responding to the email that she sends like, in 2 hours. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Maybe tomorrow.
After she
Yeah.
customizes it.
I got nothing else on the book tomorrow, so
Okay.
Honey, gonna try to put the two together?
I think so. Add some
Okay.
COVID to it.
Okay, great.
Take out anything that I don't think we need, and I'll probably make changes in red or something so you can
Okay.
tell the difference.
Well, and the stuff on what's taking up room too, or it's all that stuff on the bottom. Mine
Yes.
didn't print out well. My printer is being difficult. So, okay. That's
All
great.
right.
Thank you for doing that, Connie.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And if you run into any difficulty, Connie, we can talk to each other anyway. So
Okay.
I take texts.
Okay, you want to talk about our schedule and how many of these we want to do?
Yeah, I think we have more work to do and we're not ready for February. I mean, I think we're moving along and I think we feel good about it and I think we're getting things done, but I think February is not realistic, especially considering how cold it is out there today.
Is
It
March
snows here in February. So,
realistic?
Yes.
well, let's just move it a month and because we'll have another meeting.
Right. Well, I want to talk in general terms about how many we're going to have.
Oh, okay.
How many over the course of the year? How many we want to do, and then where are we going to do these things?
Okay.
I
And
think
have
the
it-
thought was to do it monthly.
Mhm.
6 times, 7 times, 8 times,
Well, not that.
Through September.
every month?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'd be
not
7
May.
of
Remember, May, the second Saturday in May doesn't work because that's a holiday for the city workers. So if we say, I mean, when you start and stop, that's not a good thing.
Oh, we just change it a week.
Yeah.
So Connie, you said it's 6 times if we did it to September?
I think it's 7.
7?
Yeah.
March.
And we could change
June,
May
July.
to 15.
Well, let me ask a question here. Is there any problem with it being on the same day as the drop-off depot? Which I'm assuming here is still the second Saturday of the month? Diane, do you know?
Well, the guy that
It is,
came
yeah.
and spoke to us, he said there wasn't a problem. Right,
that's
Diane?
Oh, Mike Jackson said that?
Right, yeah.
Okay. I missed that meeting for technical reasons.
I thought their drop-off depot in April was a different Saturday. Where did I get that idea? Let me look that up. Let me
I
see.
don't know.
So, Dan, is it always the second Saturday?
Well, it used to be. I've been-
Yeah.
10 years though. It was always the second Saturday, March through November, but it's probably changed. But we have some scheduling issues. If the second Saturday of May is the 8th,
Yes. We
that's
can't
a
do that.
holiday.
Yeah.
So let's change it to the 15th.
Okay, does anyone have any concerns about six of them being the second Saturday and one of them being the first Saturday? The third, whatever the change would be?
Well, I don't think that, I think you're better off to keep them the same.
We can do the third Saturday.
We could. I did not inspect the third Saturdays to see if there was any problem with any of those, but we could.
I didn't either. Does anyone have any strong feelings on this?
The nice thing about doing it the third Saturday is that we meet normally on the third Thursdays. And then we would be, I think, more ready.
I don't have a problem with it. There was a function in April, but it's been canceled for COVID. So third is fine.
When did you know what? Let me tell you what. I'll look at the third Saturdays and
Okay.
see if there's any problem. Okay, like
Right.
I did with the second Saturdays.
I don't see any off the bat except for my birthday, but tell us what you find there, Marie.
So one of the third Saturdays in one of those months is your birthday.
Yeah, the
you-
one in June.
Picking up trash.
I've had worse birthdays than that.
Okay, it doesn't look like, so Easter is the 4th. The biggest thing was Truman's birthday. Okay, but I'll look at the third Saturdays.
Okay, tentatively, we've got the third Saturday then.
Yes. March,
March through September, that's 7 of them.
Yes.
or do we want to do them exactly like the pick up, drop off? I don't have a strong
That
feeling.
is still the second Saturday. Those are still the second Saturday. I'm almost 100% sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unless for some reason this year they've changed it, but I know we've talked about it before, and I'm almost certain that the drop-off depot is still the second Saturday.
Okay.
I wonder what they're doing.
I'm not sure what the benefit of that was, is we could just go and drop the trash off or something, or they would be open and maybe help us, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think he mentioned having staff already working on Saturday. And so then. Yeah. So, I mean,
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, the thing with going to the third, like having one Saturday, not the second Saturday, I know it can be confusing. But I wonder with having the staff on the second Saturday that it would just be worth it to be confusing for 1 month, I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
I'll look at we can leave it open anyway. We don't have to make that decision tonight, I don't think, do we? That really I'll look at the third Saturdays, but I guess the other thing too is, I had a thought there. Oh, what are they doing on the second Saturday, since that actually is a holiday weekend? Are they going to work anyway for drop-off depot?
If they do, they'll get, holiday pay. I don't know. I'll look into that.
Okay.
I'll look into that.
Yeah, I think Meg isn't her name from the.
Yeah.
She said that. I mean, we just basically need to know by the end of the month before the event we're doing. So
We have a little time.
Right.
Yeah.
It would be nice to get an article about the entire project over the
Yes.
course of the year.
Yes.
reminder each month of when those
Yes.
will be.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be the ideal, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think so too. And then we can start doing our thing. Can we have the parks person, Carla, come next time we meet and just talk to us about,
Yeah, Charlotte, sure.
oh, Charlotte.
Yeah, I'll ask her. Yeah, I'll ask her if she can attend our next meeting.
Okay.
And then you guys want me to type something up for Meg? I talk to Meg almost every day, so maybe I could get something to her that the program's coming, you know, for people to look, and maybe we can get it into a city scene to say, you know,
Casey wrote something.
starting March. What's that?
Casey wrote something.
Oh, good.
I just wrote the little blurb asking or telling about it for the next month. I did not write like a longer thing talking about the whole project. So I just wrote like a little, please join us on such and such day to do trash pickup, and then just a few details. So if you want to write something that you think, because I think what you're saying is different than what I wrote. So
Well,
Kind of just a precursor maybe, but something small like what you wrote, just for citizens to say, hey, this is coming. And then we could even each month, exactly what you're saying, give them a little reminder. Hey, there's a reminder note, but
okay, I can add to what I can do that, and then I'll send it to you, Diane, and then you can just check it over and see, you know, do whatever you think, and then send it on to Meg. Is that okay?
perfect. That'd be perfect.
Okay.
now, Casey, I see this statement that you wrote, this little blurb you wrote, says there's a sign up Genius link. Do we know where we are in that? Was Brandon working on that?
Oh,
What-
yeah, Brandon was working on that.
Right. Yes. So I don't know that. I think whatever we do, it will be easy to just put the link in there once we have it, and then we can just add the verbiage for the month to the dates, and then also add Connie's waiver information in there too. Like, I think we can get all of that in there. I don't think it'll be too tough once we know about like what Brandon finds out. So
Okay, so what you're saying is what the blurb will talk about this Genius link and how to sign up and all that sort of thing. Okay.
right, yeah, it'll yeah, because I think once we have it from Brandon, then we just put the link in there, and then we'll just make sure that the Sign Up Genius itself, the events, have all the other information, which we'll already have in place. We just have to like copy and paste it in there.
Okay. All righty. What else? What else on your minds?
Who, what, where, when, and how, right? That's what,
How about the where?
oh, yeah, where?
We were talking about street park kind of thing. And the ones that Charlotte suggested, the streets or parking lots or whatever that would be, they're further east and north of the three parks that Parks and Rec were asking for. So, you know, we could juggle those around. That's 5 of them, 5 out of 7 areas.
I think that sounds good. And maybe, like, I think you're saying this too, but go from like west side to east side, back to west side.
I'd kind of like to do the creek part of what they want to do before the foliage gets thick, so that we don't have to tromp through potential leaf hazards.
Yeah.
And you can also see the trash better if it's not in full foliage.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea.
I don't have an, my thought is that if Charlotte's going to help us, I'd like to do what Charlotte wants to do.
Well,
sounds like Charlotte.
Part of the 5.
Well, and I think her ideas were because Diane told her that we wanted more than just parks, right? So she gave
Right.
us some ideas that weren't parks, so.
But she does work for the Parks Department.
Oh,
She
yeah,
does work
okay.
for the Parks Department. So, yeah.
The only reason
These
I,
are just areas of concern that aren't in parks, is what she said. Yeah.
Yeah, and at least one of them was very near a park. Or at least a sermon center, Parks Department building.
Yes.
But yes, I agree. Let's do what Charlotte wants us to do.
Okay. And Diane, you'll talk to Charlotte?
I will.
Okay.
as far as I'm concerned, we could put the 5 names in a hat and pull them out and determine it that way. I don't have a,
Except Connie has the preference on the weather or the season.
yeah, that's true. That's fine.
Sounds good to me. We're almost there. Anything hanging out there? Hearing nothing. Any new business?
Let me just say one other thing. I did start, I'm a list person, so I did start another list of, I'm just trying to keep track of stuff. If I were going to be in charge, what would I? Maybe I don't need to do this, but I did start a list of what do we need that day? What do we need right beforehand? That sort of stuff. It helps me.
I like lists. I make them all the time. I've got one right here.
I'm trying to make my minutes be a little bit more organized too. So,
Oh, feel free to forward your list.
yeah, okay, I will.
Okay.
Yes, please. Diane, as far as the invitation to the meeting, I
Yes.
think what happened in my case was my computer asked me to add it to my Google Calendar, which I did, and then it made the link go away. So
Oh,
next time you send me the email, I may not respond. You may not know I'm coming because I don't want that link to disappear. You see what I'm saying? I think that's what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to say that's what happened to me too.
Okay, that's good. I'll just point around. Thanks,
Quick-
Marie.
Quick
I don't
question
ever,
about
I don't see it. It's not as, that's all right. That's just me.
this is
Oh, okay.
Wow, okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
I'm going to
Is
try.
this the same telephone number in all each time?
I don't think so, is it? Does
No,
anyone else?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure. I've never called in, but I don't know. Do you know, Steve? I doubt that it's the same. I think you'll have to look and. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okey doke.
All
All
right.
right. Anyone else have anything else?
Nope.
If not, anyone want to offer a motion to adjourn?
So
I
moved.
move.
Okay. Casey. Thank you,
Okay,
Casey.
moved and seconded. All those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Okay, what about next meeting? Whoops.
Oh, forgot about that.
I guess it would maybe depend on Charlotte, but the second and the third Thursday work for me. Are those the second and third is what we've
That's
been
what we've been
making?
doing, yes.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to give Charlotte a choice, as long as everyone else is okay with that.
It's fine.
Okay. All right,
And when we can get on the TV.